Well,
they
this
got
just so
that
I gotta
thing
say,
going on.
I like it, and Reggie brought it up with Fishbone
It's right there.
and Living Color too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like those
I
bands
was
were all
not,
the same genre.
I was not into the way this was mixed.
Mm.
Sure.
For this kind of music,
Yep.
like I understand it's a stylistic thing in hip hop stuff.
Yeah.
The way it was mixed was like it was mixed to be played through a big system by a DJ and make it sound like the system is like going crazy, like it's louder than all the other songs, and like it has that almost like a gospel mix on crack.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Like
Drums are really
but this type
high.
of music, there's like like with the musicianship and everything, like dynamics are really cool in this type of music. I'm even talking like this is like blown out, like
Yeah,
crazy.
it
And like
is.
I know there's a stylistic thing to it, but at the end of listening to that, like my ears are tired.
Me too, man.
And
That's
I don't
totally a
like
thing.
that.
All
I don't
It's
like
not
that.
just this though.
It's a lot of
It's
stuff.
a lot of stuff coming out that is like blown out on. Man, I don't even want to play all the Playboy Cardi album.
Yeah.
because
Oh
I
my
actually
God.
should
And
play it
it's
for
like-
you.
No, no,
so you
But
can,
I feel like
No, we-
that should be an extra
I
episode.
feel
We
like
should talk
people.
about that.
I feel
Yeah.
like these albums are being mixed and
it's on
mastered
purpose.
to sound as loud as possible on the shittiest thing.
Yes.
And
Look,
Bro,
that's-
I saw Tyler the Creator more than one time, so this is not one time. And it really did sound like it was 1/8 inch to the laptop. It was so distorted and compressed. You know, it was like it was blown out from the iTunes before it even got to the. And so that was like a couple years ago, back when I
Yeah.
was still going to festivals and stuff.
Yeah,
so
man.
now everything is actually mixed like that.
Yes.
It's like
Yep.
digital, just digital after the fact. Like if you made a track and whatever you make it in, and then you like put a compressor only on the whole mix, and you turn that all the way up.
It's like you
and
over limit.
you overly limit the whole track.
You create.
Yeah.
What you're doing is you're turning a limiter into a distortion.
Yes.
Well, that's
Yes.
well. Then that was popularized. I mean, by Kanye. I mean, that was a
Yep.
big one. I mean, that's like a
But-
lot. That was
and when
a
I say
big
it,
part of his
when
album.
I say it, I'm not trying to be like boomer dude or something.
No. We're
There's like,
talking about
there's
music.
like a
Yeah.
there's like a reason you don't do it because of what happens to your ears when you listen to a whole song like that. Like using it as an effect for like really quick snippets is like awesome.
It's
I think
on
it's great.
purpose.
Like even going
you know?
farther than that, like
Yeah.
to play tricks with people. But like if you do that, then you have to introduce dynamics and all these like actual purpose of stuff in there, and now it's just everything to the max all the time.
100,
It's kind of like from
100%.
the
Very American.
It's also pulled from like the lo-fi stuff. You know, so much
Yes.
of the lo-fi stuff, and people put their whole beat is in like the box inside the SP or whatever, and then it's the same shit. It's like put it through something, then you turn the limiter on, and you turn the limiter all the way up.
the-
You turn the
the
volume
lo-fi.
down, yeah, and it really oversaturates. But it's dope if there's nothing else happening. But
That's
you know
smart
what, I
what
mean?
you're saying, though, because the lo-fi people have now gotten into the position of the richest. They're in the position now where they can tell
They're the trendy
the
rich.
mastering people that they want it, or fuck it, they can do it all themselves.
Yeah,
Do it
They're
all
in that
themselves.
Yeah,
position
do
of
themselves.
power here, so
that's what it is.
That's
It's
what
the
it is.
trends.
100%.
You
it's
know,
the trends.
yeah.
Now
Yeah.
this trend will end at some point.
Probably because
Oh, it definitely
it's
will
bad
because
for your,
people.
It's bad for your ears.
It's bad for your ears. It's like just fatiguing to listen to. Stuff.
I have to say, James, I don't know if it will though, because it's been going.
will.
It's been going for a while, just like they had the loudness wars. Like
Yeah,
10
but the
years
loudness
ago.
wars went up and down. There was another loudness wars before that, so stuff went up and down before. It is always happening, and what's going to change is bandwidth and streaming stuff. Like the lowest common denominator quality is what we have to work with, and that lowest common denominator is still getting better and better and better and better as data transfers quicker and hard drives are larger. Like the shittiest thing you could download on Napster is like way more inferior than the lowest quality Spotify stream you can run.
Depending on where the music is coming from, it's probably still going to keep going. I mean, just depending
Yeah.
on who the artist is probably going to keep going.
And not everybody listens on crazy headphones also.
True.
You know, always got to remember that. And that's like something that's never going to go away.
People are
Well, a lot of
listening
people
to
are
shitty
listening
stuff.
to-
Bluetooth or just tiny speakers.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, according to the staff of most 7-Elevens I walk into, they listen to their music from their cell phone speakers.
That speaker.
So
And Bluetooth, I think it has a lot to do with the Bluetooth revolution. Everyone's got the small Bluetooth speaker, and they turning them up as loud as they can go.
Bluetooth
And then now the music has gotten more.
But,
you know.
I see there's a parallel here between this and fucking awful radios and stereo systems of the 50s. And it's the same thing. Consumers don't know what they're doing. And you just need to make it as foolproof as possible. And there's lapses, or there's time periods in music technology, listening technology, where there's kind of these lapses in judgment of what
should be happening.
What you should actually let these people do themselves
Yeah.
and trust them with.
Yeah.
Because like when stereo systems first became stereo, people were putting the left speaker up on top of a thing, a right speaker over here.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they didn't know how to mix in stereo. So you had
another room.
the vocals coming out of this one. You had the drums and the
They're
guitar
like,
out of
I
that
got
one.
it. Let's give the regular person EQ.
And and control over everything. And that should never have happened.
No.
There was a period, I'll tell you what, there's a period in the 90s where everything was working out really well. And the only offense was that every stereo had some expanded bass button. There was like a super
everybody.
bass
Yeah,
button.
you got it. I'm not buying. I'm actually not buying something without the
But
bass
you can
boost
turn
button.
the
I
bass
wouldn't
boost
buying it.
button off, which is the best thing.
It
man.
was the best
and
thing.
there's nothing. They don't do anything like it. I think the '90s was a really good time period of you had a CD, which was actually like a high quality wave, and you put it in a CD player. They gave you like bass and treble, maybe mid range if it's fancy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there was like a bass boost if you're listening to rap.
Gotta have a bass boost.
If
Or
you had
metal.
or if you had the AWA jams, okay, where you had all the little settings that would EQ it for you.
Oh, that
and
shit.
change it
Yeah,
up.
Jazz.
what I'm saying, but what I'm
Beautiful.
saying
Rock.
is,
Beautiful,
it was,
yeah.
even in the
Studio
worst,
pop.
even in the most careless hands,
Concert
it
hall.
would sound decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now people are like getting into tapes. They listen to records again, and nobody knows how to fucking.
Now let me give me my
Listen
review.
to
Let me give
record,
my
right?
review.
Calm
Slack.
down.
All right,
man.
just relax.
Oh, I'm
You need to
sorry.
Relax.